Welcome back again to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we continue from where we left off. In the last two videos, we were talking about CoinRyze, and then we actually spoke about how to sign up and log in. At the same time, the overview of CoinRyze. We saw that in the last two videos. So in today's video, we said we'll be focusing on. We said there are two trades that is available that can be found on the platform. It's either you go for BTC28 or you trade on what color prediction. So we said today's video we'll be focusing on the color prediction, and the strategy we'll be following today. We're going to follow the prediction that the system themselves or the platform itself has a Telegram channel that will be giving us the predictions. Just have to follow the trades and trade according to how they are doing it. And we're going to see, remember that it's not 100% accurate. There are options that will appear in there that we're going to be losing some of the trades. So know that it is not 100% assured that you can get all trades in order as you want it. So once you follow your signal, you will also end up studying and then applying some strategies that you can also implement in them without following their signals. So for today, we are focusing on following their signals and get to know whether we're going to make extra income from the platform or not. So that's basically when you follow their signal. So that's their Telegram channel. I'll leave it in the description so they can also follow the signal as well. So basically, what happens is in here that they will actually give you a signal with the trade numbers and see for me. The most important thing is to check the last 3 degrees that will appear. That's what we're going to use in tracking, and then they will tell you to go for either red or green. These are the two color predictions that will be happening. So now let's begin. So you go ahead and tap on color prediction from here. After you log in on the home page, click on color prediction, or you click on this button that you see as a trade button. Just tap on it and it will take you into the color prediction interface. Remember, as I've stated earlier, you need to do your research on the platform before you actually input or deposit any amount in here. I'm not your financial advisor, but to know that as well. So basically, what we can do here, or what we're going to do here, is that we need a simulated amount. So next time we're actually going to give us a simulated amount that you can actually trade, because by default, when you sign up for the first time, there's no money in your account. So you see 00 USDT. So we are going to actually get a simulated amount for the trade. Remember, whether you are in the live trade with your real money or you're trading with a simulated amount, the trade that they give, everything, the period, everything in here remains as it is. Just that you will not be able to withdraw when you're in the simulation one or simulation one mode. So that's what you have to do. So we're actually going to click on the simulation, and the system is going to actually give us a certain amount that we can actually trade. Remember, we can't withdraw. Just that we're going to use it to practice all the strategies I want you to follow. And once you are okay with the strategy, then you can actually deposit your amount, and then you can actually start your trade. So that's basically what we're going to be doing. So this is the interface. As you can see at the very top, you're going to see the currency. So the amount of deposit will be shown right in here for you, and then the currency of Ethereum, the current price is what you see over here, and the timer that has been selected. By default, 1 minute will be selected. If you don't want that, you can choose to go for 3 minutes, or you can also go for 5 minutes. For our case, because we're going to follow the signal happens within 60 seconds, which is 1 minute. So we focus on 1 minute. So let's take it to 1 minute. And then to the prediction interface. So after the countdown gets to, so you can see the countdown. So once the countdown counts down from 60 and it gets to 0, then the prediction happens. And then in here where you see the color predictions, you can see that the next race or the next prediction happens or will be happening soon. So the outcome is going to happen within 14 seconds. So after 11 seconds, you'll be able to see the outcome as either red or green. So you decide to over here, the last prediction outcome will be shown here. That's the last value. So after this one is done, that one, the outcome that appears is red, and you can see it's appear as what 4, and that's what appears here. So that's the current period. So once you click on period, you'll be able to track all the periods that has been happening in a row. So you can see these are all the periods that is available here. It's called historical trend. So you can go through them and get to it. So that is it. So the current one running now is what 417. So we go back, and this is what 417. So once it gets to 6 seconds, remember when it gets to 20 seconds, you won't be able to place a trade. You have to wait for the next one period. So that's what you have to do. Then decide to go for the color prediction. You go for either red or you go for, remember, purple is not all that, it doesn't appear often, so it's best not to worry yourself with that. So you focus on either you go for red, you predict on red, or you predict on green. Then after you scroll to the very bottom and then you input the amount you want to start with. Remember, the minimum amount is 0.01. You can start at 0.01 or higher, depending on the amount you're actually going to deposit. That's what you have to do. So now the period has ended. We're going to start a new period. So from here, let's check it right here. The period here is what, 417, and that's this period. So we're asking us to go for what? Red. So we select red, and then after you select red, you go ahead and start with the amount you want to start with. So I want to start with the amount of $1. Then you click on trade, and we just have to click on trade, and then we wait for the outcome. So the order has been generated. So once you scroll at the very top and click on my orders, you'll be able to track your order that you have placed. You can see that's the order we placed. We selected red, and we are waiting for the outcome, and the outcome will happen very soon. So let's go back and wait for the prediction and see the outcome. So we get a result in 10 seconds. So let's wait for a few seconds and see. And now we are waiting for the outcome, and the outcome it came as green, and you can see that we actually lost it. So if you click on my trace, you're going to see that we lost. Now, one good thing about the platform is once you lose the amount you started with, so you can see now the prediction, they say we should go for red once again. That's the next grade. So we're going to go for, we entered 1 if you remember, and we are going to go for red again as per the prediction. Once you put 1, there's something called 3x. 3x simply means the amount you actually provided, always multiply it by 3, so that when you win, it brings back your losses as well. So we're going to multiply it by 3. So we say 1 times 3 is 3. So we trade this, and then we move, and then we wait for the outcome. So unfortunately for me, I wasn't fast enough, so I couldn't place this trade. So I have to wait for the next one. Remember, as I said, when it gets to 20 seconds, you cannot place your order. So let's wait for this one. So we're waiting for the outcome for this prediction, and you can see it appeared as red, so that means it was a win. So you can see, okay, so 419, the outcome was green, so we can check it out from here. This is your tracking, that's the order we need. So you can track it from the period. So if you click on period, you're able to track. As you can see from here, the last thing here was 419, and 419 came as green, and they lost. So what we're going to do now is, yeah, say we go for green, so it's our first trade. So we're going to go for green, and then we scroll to the very bottom. Because we lost the first one, so this time around we have to put in here 3. You multiply your first trade by 3, and the timer has ended, so we can't predict. You have to wait for the next. You have to be very quick. If not, you'll not be able to place the trade. So that is how the platform really works. So let's wait for this to end. That's 420. So it appeared as red, and as you can see from here, we are waiting for the outcome. They will give us another new one. So you can see 441. So they lost this one. So they're asking us to go for 421, and the outcome is red. So because we started with $1 and we lost, we are actually going to select the red once again, as we have stated. And this time around, we provide in here 3, and then we click on trade. Remember, 3x plan simply means multiplying the amount that you started with. If it is $1, you multiply it by 3. When you lose, you multiply 3 also by 3. When you lose the outcome, when it's you started with $9, that means you have to multiply. So any amount you start with, once you lose, you multiply it by 3 until there's a win. Once you win, automatically all the losses that you actually lost, you're going to get it back plus extra profit. So that's something you need to follow about this very well. Strategy. It's very, very important to follow the 3x plan in order to make more income from the platform. So you can see the outcome is over now, and once we scroll to the very top, you can see that we won. And once we click here, you can see that we started with $1, we lost $1. We started with 3, so that means we lost what? $4, and now we are getting what? 5.85. So that means we've gotten back amount we started with plus profit. So that's how it works. So the next prediction, they're asking us to go for red. So this time around we select red once again. Once you win, you start with your initial amount. So we started with 1, so we maintain our 1, then we place the order again as per what they give us. They say we should go for red. Remember, when you win, you start all over. So if you started with $1 and you multiply it till you win, you start all over from the $1. If you started with 0.01, once you win, you start all over again. That is how the strategy really works. So let's go in for like 2 or 3, and then we see that That's how it's been done. So now we waited for the outcome. It appeared as green, and then once we check it out, we can see that it actually what lost this time around. So now we're asking us to go for green for the next trade. So this time around, we're going to go for green, and as you all know, once you lose, you multiply. We went in with 1, so this time around, you multiply it by 3. Or if you want to, you can just put in the amount you started with, and you click on X3. X3 means to multiply by 3 for you by default. Then you click on trade, and then you trade once again, and then we wait for the outcome. So now we are waiting for the outcome. So in 5 seconds, the outcome will be displayed for us to see. So now you can see that automatically we gotten green, and automatically, which means that we won this very way. So now let's check it out and see whether we actually won or not. So you can see now we won, and we got what, $5.83. So now we go in for the next operation. They are asking us to go for red once again. So this time around, we select red again, and then we scroll to the very bottom, and then we go in for 1. Because we won, we have to start over again. Then we click on trade, and then you place your trade, and then you wait for the outcome. So let's wait for this also. So order has been generated, so we're waiting for that. So the outcome, it appeared as red, and let's confirm. You can see they won. So when you click on my orders, you can see that this time around we won, and we had what, 1.95 as a profit. So what we're going to do is we have to start all over with the same amount we started with as the initial amount we started with. So we're going to go for the next one, which is red. If they ask us to go for red, and here we select 1 once again, and then we scroll to the very bottom. Remember, when you win, you start with your initial amount you started with. Once you lose, you multiply by 3. Any amount you started with, you multiply that by 3 until you win. And once you win, you get back the amount you actually lost as well. So let's wait for this outcome. And now it came out as red, and then we confirm right here, and we click on my orders, and then you can see that we won once again. So that's how to follow the group's prediction that is given to you. So all that you need to do is to understand that once you lose, you're going to multiply the amount you started with. You multiply it by 3. So make sure that the amount you're going to deposit in real money, you actually do your calculation before you actually input or deposit the amount in there. So there's something I would like to show you. So let's go back, and then there's something that we call calculator. So we're going to go in for the calculator. You have a Telegram calculator, and then you can calculate how you go in for it, the amount you have to go in and start with. So now you're going to click on this option called calculator. I'll leave all this in the description so you can do your calculation by yourself. So we're going to go BTC calculator. That's the calibration. The other one is BTC. So we are going for ETH calculator because that is for the calibration. So we click on calculator. Sorry, and then we click on ETH calculator once again. Then they have what, 5 on a row, and there's 8 SP. So we click on 8 SP. So that means that it's going to break it down into 8 levels for you. So we click on 8 SP, and then once you input here your amount that you're going to deposit, let's assume you're going to start with an amount of, let's say, $50. So once you click on send, this time is going to give you a chart to follow. So you can see this is the chart that the system has generated for you. So the system is saying that with this your $50, what you need to do is you have to start with initial amount of what, 0.196 is what you have to start with. Once you lose that, you multiply that, and then the next you go in for this one. So that is what the trade level is, what, from 1 to 8. Once you lose all the 8 in a row, you need to contact the customer service, and once you contact the customer support or customer service, it's going to compensate you so that you get a refund and you start your trade all over. So that is if you follow this strategy. So if you follow this strategy, that means that you follow accordingly. So you put this amount. Once you lose, you move on to the next one. If you lose, you move on to the next one. And once you win, you start the process, or you start from the first one in that order. So that is it. So use a calculator to calculate, to know the amount you need to input in there as easy as that for you. So basically, I believe that you now understand how to go about the platform trading, and then you follow the signal, and then you'll be good to go. So in the next video, I'll be sharing with you other strategies that you can actually apply without following the system's predictions. Until then, see you in the next video.